All right, what's going on, everyone? It's Evan Trades. Welcome back to another awesome video that I have for you guys. Today, it's going to be a little different. I'm not going to be going over any concept or anything that you guys may be struggling with, but I'm going to be going over a little talking topic that maybe some of you guys may be going through, and that I am too as well. So, just to get right into it. Price action, the past few months, to keep it real honest, it hasn't been the best. Um, it hasn't been the best for a lot of traders, in the space. I know for a lot of you guys, it hasn't been the best. A lot of other ICT traders, a lot of traders in general, maybe not ICT, the markets haven't been giving as clean as opportunity as they did, 4 to 5 months ago. So, so I'm here to talk about that a little bit, make it short and sweet. I'm not gonna go on a rant, but I just want to talk to you guys about how we can use this dry period as an example to take the opportunity to use this for learning and as to grow as a trader. So these dry periods, they've made a lot of people blow accounts. They've made a lot of people, lose their funded, blow their evals, or just completely dismantle their trading and not believe in their strategy. And the problem with that is, as a trader, right? The one thing you can't make the mistake doing is thinking that price action is always going to be good. You cannot make that mistake because the market owes you nothing, right? The market owes you absolutely nothing. This market is just doing its own thing. It's its own algorithm. It does its own thing. It's not going to be like, oh, price action. We've been making price action really bad lately. Let's just for Evan, we'll make it really good. No. Price action doesn't owe you anything. We are the observers of the market and we react to what it's showing us. So, I mean, there might be times where it might be a couple days, it might be bad, or maybe a week. But for a few months, 4 months, 5 months, the new traders that are just starting out, that have been in the game for only about 6 months or so, they're absolutely losing their mind right now. Absolutely losing their mind. And I understand that. I understand that. I mean, there's a lot of things happening in the world right now that, you know, are causing this. We just switched to uh, a new president in office. I mean, there's a lot of implements going into the economy, a lot of new rules going out. I mean, a lot of things that are potentially affecting the U.S. markets, specifically Nasdaq and the S&P 500. So my my talking lesson to maybe you guys that need to hear this or that have barely started trading for maybe 6 months, 3 months that are into this, barely learning ICT. My message to you is just to be patient, and whenever you come into the market, do not expect anything, right? Do not expect price action to be good. Do not expect it to be bad. Just recognize it, right? Recognize what you're looking for, and if it doesn't show up, then walk away. Because if you have your model and you have your strategy, then in the long run it will make you profitable. There's always going to be dry periods in trading. Always. Always. Whether it's a losing streak or price action's really, really bad, like right here. As we can see, this was like March 10th all the way to, at the end of the month, like a couple weeks. I was looking on X, Twitter, and just seeing so many blown accounts just because this price action was horrendous, right? But we have to think in context. Why did it chop? Why did it chop so much? Well, maybe because we dumped 3,000 points in the span of a month. So, of course, I mean, if you guys know in ICT concepts what we can expect after a huge dump in price, we can expect consolidation for price to build structure to then create a move, which exactly is what we did here, right? We had this accumulation. we manipulated up into this weekly fair value gap in an area where we expect to reject. We created an SMT at the highs, buy side swept, created this huge change of the state, bounced off this 4-hour fair value gap, and look where we're at now. We just absolutely crushed all the way to the relative equal lows and these relative equal lows right here. So in all my videos, I always say time is fractal, right? Everything that happens on the 5-minute is always going to happen on the 15, 1 hour, 4-hour, daily, 5-second, whatever. So if you've continuously watched my videos, then you've heard me talk about AMD. I don't talk about it too often, but it's just another form. It's just another um, type of like to recognize manipulation. That's what I use it for. So like, for instance, it's accumulation. Price accumulates. Then we manipulate, typically to an area where we expect to reject. So it would be a fair value gap, for instance. So we accumulate, right? We have resting sell side below, right here, along with these other relative equal lows down here as well. Area we expect to reject, we take some form of buy side as well. And then we have our internal model, boom, right there. And then we have distribution. So this would be this is typically what an AMD model would look like to recognize it as manipulation. So this right here, accumulation, then we had manipulation back up into a higher time frame PD rate where we expect price to reject, buy side swept, SMT, and then we have the distribution stage, which is just straight, uh, straight pure dump or the distribution basically. And this is exactly what happened here, right? Most traders, they go through this 2-week span and they don't have the experience. Experience is a big thing I talk about. They don't have the experience to recognize what's happening on the higher time frame, right? Zooming out to the daily, what's happening? We're dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping. So whenever we finally settle, which we did here, we're going to accumulate for a little bit, right? After a huge dump, that's what happens. We accumulate, and finally we get this huge move up. I think this was last week, or the beginning of the week, or last week. We manipulate, this is the manipulation leg, in an area where we expect to reject the weekly fair value gap, right here. Weekly fair value gap. We manipulate SMT at the highs, buy side swept. We have a huge change in the state of delivery right here on the 4-hour. Create a 4-hour fair value gap, tap back in, run through this volume imbalance, and then we have the distribution. This whole leg would be the distribution. Targeting these relative equal lows and these. So this is a good definition of what I mean time is fractal. This happened all on the 1-hour or 4-hour, however you want to look at it. This all happened on the 4-hour time frame or 1 hour. And this also can happen on the 15-minute or 5-minute or 1 minute. So here's kind of another example of what I just showed you. So this is kind of AMD. I'm going to show you guys. So we have accumulation right here. We accumulated, in London and then right before New York. Price manipulates. This huge manipulation leg right here. Take out this low. To then retrace all the way back up. We have this huge change of the state of delivery. Bounce off this rally gap to then go and take these highs that are resting to rebalance into the 4-hour. And then we go back lower. So AMD, you just have to recognize, don't be discouraged when things aren't going your way. And zoom out, right? Zoom out in price action to recognize what's happening. Don't stay on the 5-minute or 15-minute always and think, oh man, the ICT concepts is patched. What am I going to do? I have to trade support and resistance again. Oh my God. Don't even think to those lengths. You have to zoom out and realize, what is price doing? And once you get a bigger picture of what's happening, then you can take a deep breath you can finally take a deep breath and finally accumulate that patience that you must have to then wait for that move like this right here, this impulse move, and then recognize, okay, this could possibly be manipulation, and then you see this happen, and then recognize this is the distribution leg towards your draw liquidity. So that's my main message to you guys. Just be patient, zoom out, zoom out, even in life. I'm not trying to be your guys' life mentor, but it applies the same way in life. Whenever you feel like you're stuck, you're not doing well in life, or you feel like everything's not going your way, just take a deep breath, stand still, and zoom out real quick, in your journey. You know, Sometimes that helps. I've had to do that a few times. Zoom out and realize where you are in the journey and how far ahead you have to go, you know. And same thing with trading. Zoom out. You have time and recognize what's happening. And don't be discouraged by little dry periods in your trading. And recognize this is a long-term business. So I just wanted to make this quick video for you guys. I've been getting a lot of feedback from my community and the students, and they've been really discouraged from what I've seen about this dry price action, and I just wanted to give my advice on it. My message to them and to you guys, whoever's experiencing the same thing. And I really hope this helped. Just stay focused, focus on that patience, and I promise it will pay off. All right, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, peace out, guys. Love you guys.